Hello everyone, this is D-Vang. Welcome back. This is the Outlaw Joseph Scotts episode 13 called Knock Knock Knocking on Secret Door. You heard previously a little bit of music. I'm trying a few different things. Trying to get a little fancier. That was actually a short portion of the theme song to the Outlaw Josie Wales. I thought that would be somewhat appropriate. Didn't want to put the whole thing in and bore you guys. But here we are, episode 13. 13 episodes already. In the last episode, Joseph had been in town and had run into a few issues in town, as he usually seems to have happen. Not exactly sure what goes on with him, but he has some really bad luck inside the towns. He went to the church. For those who didn't see that episode, and it turned out the church belonged to the members of the Crimson Hand, and he had made a roll and then a re-roll using some grit, and then a re-roll of the re-rolls to prevent losing an artifact. And I do want to put a thanks to some other folks. They didn't say it directly, but I did take a comment that a subscriber had made. I did take a look at his abilities, and it turns out that Joseph's outlaw ability to re-roll re-rolls only applies to range to hit rolls, and not just a standard re-roll of re-roller's ability. So what I'm going to do for this session is I'm going to sort of retroactively, I have to choose one of the two artifacts that he has. I think he definitely needs to keep the armor. The amulet is a great item, but it is not used very often because I always end up saving it to try to keep out that last big hit. So I have to choose between the two because those are my only two artifacts. Lost the amulet to the Inquisitor of the Crimson Hand. Also lose the money because I had gained a Hell Pistol and then sold it for some money. So Joseph is still really hurting for money. But that is the ultimate outcome of that. Sorry that I made that mistake and hadn't looked quite close enough at it. So with that, I think it is now time to head over to the board. So stay tuned. Okay, I am back. So I looked back at the video. There were 13 hits, so that means he's going to need to make 13 willpower saves. So 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Wow, he made pretty good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so he takes only 3 sanity. Yeah, it was pretty good. All right, so with all that taken care of, I killed 5, so I get to heal 5, and I think I'm going to heal 5 wounds. Since he had 9. So he's down to 4, and then it's time to hold back the darkness. Oh, and I forgot to roll for Joseph's movement. Yeah, okay, so he couldn't have moved, but didn't get any grit. All right, so a 9 holds back the darkness. So the slasher gets to go. We'll turn Joseph around here, squaring off against the slasher. Dun dun dun. Sorry. And the slasher rolls 2 dice, needing 3 or better to hit. Back out so you can see the box. Oops. The box, so that is 2 hits. So Joseph attempts to save his defense, blocks neither one, has no grit. So number of hits, because he does a d6 each, is 6 hits. Alright, and so his armor, 4, 5, 6. Blocking on 5 or better, 3. Okay, 3. 3 is not too bad. Okay, so Joseph has to make his fear tests. And he makes 1, so he takes 1 more sanity loss. You think I've seen enough, Joseph has seen enough slashers. He's not quite as, you might get a little, you know, inured to it. Alright. Joseph's turn. So rolling for movement, see if we can get a crucial grit back. Does not. And he moves 5, which is my range, so I can't back away from him. So we'll go ahead and blast him. So 7 dice, hitting on 4s. Okay, another pretty bad roll. So I get 3 rerolls. Okay, well, and then the 2 6s get me 2 more dice, so that's 6 hits. I will roll them all. So I need 5s and 6s to do any damage to him with his 4 defense. Okay, well, 2, 4, 5 wounds. And then that is the end of the turn. And that was 3 hits, 5 wounds. And he has 8, so 3 more wounds. All right, hold back the darkness. 4 and a 1 will not. And that will move the darkness track up 1 more. Oops, and I should remember to do that. Okay. The slasher angrily swings back at Joseph. Rawr, and indeed. Hits him twice. Joseph attempts to block. Fails both. Takes 9 wounds. See how many his armor can block. 3. That gives him 6. Alright, he's at 13 of 19 wounds right now. Joseph has to make his fear. Blocks 1, takes 1 more sanity loss. And shoot again, and hopefully finish him off. That's a little bit better. He gets 3 rerolls, which are exactly these 3. Okay. Well, not a lot of 6s. He does have 1 6. He gives him 1 extra, so that is 7 hits. Let's see how many can do damage. I only need 3 wounds, so 1 6 and 1 5. And here we go. So 6 and a 5 will do it. Or 2 6s. Either way, that's 2 3 more wounds. And that will kill him. Dead. Dead beast. Dead slasher. So, he gets to heal 1 more, which I guess he'll wound, because he's so wounded. And then he gets to catch his breath for a D3. So he gets 3. He will heal 1 sanity and 2 wounds. And then he gets 1 loot card, because unfortunately, even though there were 2 types of creatures, he gets 1 per threat card. And that was only 1 threat card. I think I forgot to roll for movement for Joseph. Did not. And I guess it wouldn't have hurt. I would have to make an escape test, so I won't worry about it. And his loot card is, gold bars, 250. That is needed. Joseph is low on funds. And then he gets to hold back the darkness. 7. 7 is good to hold back the darkness. And he will skip his move again. He's going to keep bashing on that wall. 2 6s. He's motivated to get through this secret door that he's sure that the monster went through. So halfway there, and that is an extra 40 experience. You know, the more experience he can get, the better. So holding back the darkness, double 5s. So double 5s is a terrifying shriek. He immediately takes a D6 horror hits, but luckily the darkness track doesn't move. So he takes 2 horror hits, so he needs to make 2 saves, and he fails both of them. So that's 2 sanity loss. And then for his movement, he's going to bash on that secret door again. Nothing. Holding back the darkness. A 6 will fail. And that brings out a darkness card. The Dark Omen. The darkness immediately moves 1 step forward, and each hero gains 20 experience points and can recover a grit. Well, that's a mix. A little more experience, and it gives him a grit, which is not a bad thing. And then move the darkness 1 step closer. Alright, and Joseph will again try to use his movement and bash open that secret door. That was a 6. I've been rolling it in the box, so that does nothing. Hold back the darkness, a 4. Well, maybe I should just run around. Growing Dread. Every hero immediately, humanity's end. Only now at the end do you realize the full scale of humanity's struggle for survival. Each hero immediately gains D6 corruption with no willpower saves. Well, Joseph might get a mutation here. He has 0 corruption because I got rid of the corruption before. Oh, he gets 1. Just 1 corruption. So I will use a marker token to remember that he has taken 1 point of corruption. Okay, and then, again for his movement, he's going to try to bash it open. I really want to just do this. Come on. Alright, well there's 1 more. Okay, and hold back the darkness. He does. Movement, sorry, this is probably a little boring for you guys. Bash on the door. That is a 3 and a 1, so that fails. Hold back the darkness. Double 6s. So double 6s, you can immediately heal D6 wounds or sanity, or recover 1 grit. He's really hurt. But it's only a D6. I don't know, grit would be super useful. And he does have a max of 3 grits, so, you know, I'm going to take the risk. I'm going to take a grit. Okay. Bashing through the secret door. Come on. There's 1 step closer. Almost through. I need 6. Holding back the darkness. Double 4s. So Falling Rubble takes a D6 hits. Joseph takes 4 hits. So 4 defense rolls, saves none of them. And we will say, all right, 4 armor saves. Saves 3 of them. Okay, 1 more hit point. 1 more health off. He's at 11, and he has 11 wounds and 7 sanity hits. So 11 out of 19 and 7 out of 20 for sanity. All right, and then bashing the door. Secret door, come on, secret door. Yes, yes, all right. All right, well that was 20 times 6, so that's another 120 experience for him. That removes this end cap. I can actually move these off. And that will remove this end cap. There's now a doorway there. So hold back the darkness. 6, 7, 8 is good. That's actually what I need now. And then Joseph will move. Yes, he will fly to that new room. And it is a mining room, just a simple mining room. Attach the mining room like so. Now, that may be too far away for you to see. I can shift it all down, something like that. Better. We'll get an exploration token. And regardless of what the token has on it, it will have a clue icon. And now we actually get to reveal it. Oh, so that's good. So the next clue token is a single exit with an encounter. So the single exit is a 5, which means it's to the right. Cap that, and that counts as a clue token. And an encounter. Okay, and the encounter is Warning from the Grave, a skeletal figure slumped against the passage wall seems to have scratched a warning into the stone. Make a cunning 5+ test. If successful, gain 25 experience points. And take this card. I can then discard this card at any time during the adventure to give a hero 3 extra dice on a skill test, or to give all heroes 3+3 initiative for 1 fight round. Okay, well that's actually pretty good. He has a 3 cunning. Hey. He passes with flying colors. Alright, so he has this. I have to remember to do that. On a skill test, so not like to hit, not for combat, but on a skill test, or 3 initiative, which could be super powerful to go before some large numbers of enemies that I might run into. Joseph needs to hold back the darkness, needing an 8. He gets a 6, so that fails. So the darkness moves up. It's at 7. And then Joseph gets to move. A 4 and a 1. Well, I really need to get moving. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 actually will get me to the next map tile. Since it will, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I need to sort of get through this as quickly as I can now that I'm already in 8. And I find the boiler room. Alright, so let me find the boiler room. Okay. There's the boiler room. New exploration token, which I will then reveal. Ah, and it's another clue. So it's 3 exits. In fact, there are 3 passages, an encounter, and our first clue token. Or technically our second. So now we get to roll a d6 plus 2, and I need an 8. Alright, so on a 6, this room is the objective room. Well, that was a little fast. What can I say? 6 plus 2 is 8. So this is the final objective room. It was, I told you I needed to go through that secret door. And that is exactly where the beastie was hiding out. He had his little lair here. Inside. And in fact, let's make this look a little nice for you all. Oops. Earthquake. Mindquake. So, when the heroes find the objective room, using the Trail of Clues special rule, which we did, ignore any attacks or encounters. Also ignore any doors or gates. This has no exits. That's what I just did. Reveal all growing dread cards. No, I guess technically those corruption hits, that was a growing dread, would get revealed now. Didn't make a big difference. Then the hero has to face the brutal night terror enemy that you've been hunting for. There's only a single enemy. So a single brutal night terror. There he is in all his evil glory. He is not happy to see him. Alright, let's zoom back out. Okay, so since this is the final battle, Joseph's going to take his herbs and a whiskey. So I'm going to heal 2d6 wounds. So we heal 8. A little bit more. Tilt that so you guys can see a little bit better. So he heals 8. Which is good. So that puts him down to 4 wounds left. Sorry, 3 wounds left. Uses up his herbs. And then he will take a whiskey. Gets 1 sanity back. Well, hopefully we'll be okay. And with 1 bandages, 1 whiskey, and 2 revive tokens. So now we have a brutal night terror. So the rules for this actually said he gets an extra +6 health times the hero posse level of the group. So if they're level 4, they get 24 extra wounds. Joseph's 4, but there's only 1 of him. So you know what? Let's give the guy 6 extra health. We'll make him 26. Basically, you assume a 4-player group at level 4 would be 24, but there's only, divide that by 4 since there's only 1 of him. So we'll just go through this. So he'll be 26 health. And I think Joseph's going to go ahead and use his special thing to get a +3 initiative. So he can go before this guy. Right now he's at a range of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he will need to move 1 forward. We're going to start with holding back the darkness. A 9 is good. Then he needs to roll for terror. So it's a terror 2, so he takes 1 sanity. And then we'll roll for movement. Now I get the real high numbers. Alright, we will just step forward 1 and then blast away. So the brutal night terror is initiative 4. And I'll get more into what he does on his turn. Let's go with Joseph right now. That's pretty bad. We'll spend a grit. because I want to reroll. I do get 3 rerolls, but I'd rather reroll 5 dice. So there are 2 hits there. Okay. And then, because of his skill, he can do 1. Unfortunately, one of his rerolls is for each weapon, so can't do that. So the white die already has all its hits. You got to know with the white dice. So he gets 1 for his ability, or his skill up, and 1 for the bandolier to re-roll those. Okay, and then he gets 1 more for the 6. So he has 6 hits. All right, there is a 3 defense, so 4s or better will do damage to him. Okay, well, that's not too bad. So 3, 6, 7, 8. Eight wounds. In fact, I'm going to keep them on his card here. Kind of put this. Oh, you guys can't quite see it. That's fine. There, he's got 8. Okay. Then it's his turn. All right. So he has a move of 5. So obviously he will try to move as far as he can. So he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Roar! Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome shot. All right. So now this nasty fellow has 4 dice, hitting on 5s. Each one does 4 points of damage. As well, I just realized as well, each hit actually counts as 2 hits. And his sanity hits from the terror actually do 3 sanity, and I believe that means I take a few more sanity points because I failed. All right, so 4 dice, combat of 4, hitting on 5s, and of course I would roll really well. So that's actually 2, 4, 6 hits. So defense rolls. I make 2. And no, I'm going to save the grit to reroll my armor saves, I think. Although each die is 4 damage, so each prevented. No, I'm going to grit here and reroll all 4 of these because each one blocked us 4 damage. Okay, so that blocks 8 damage. So 2 get through. So that is 8. For the armor, which blocks, that die kind of bounced, so it blocked 3. 1, 2, 3. So that is 5 wounds. Not too bad, not too shabby. And then it is time to hold back the darkness. 10, I do. Now, unfortunately, the night terror gets to go again. So 4 dice, hitting on 5s. And he misses all of them. Whiff, whiff, whiff. Okay, Joseph gets his terror 2. Saves 1. So that's going to be 3 sanity that he takes. Okay, so he's at 12 of 20 as far as sanity. And then Joseph will roll to move. Okay, does not recover a grit. I'm actually going to use my worn eye patch once per adventure to recover up to my max grit. So that gives him 3 grit, which should hopefully do good things for him. And we'll see what we get. Okay. I don't think that's worth gritting, so I'm going to just take my normal 3 rerolls. Awesome. 4 6s and 2 5s. So the 4 6s actually give me 4 more dice. That's 10 hits. Needing 4s or better. Well, that's average. So 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 more. Okay, so that's 22 wounds that this fellow has taken of his 26. Although it has gotten easier than expected. Of course, I wasn't beat up, and this was a very short mission, so I only had the one ambush attack to weaken me. So it didn't quite force me to use a revive in that battle. So Joseph's in a pretty strong position. So let's continue holding back the darkness. An 8 will hold back the darkness. Then 4 attacks from the Night Terror. We'll see. Night Terror can still hit me hard enough to use up a revive or 2. He hit me once. That's actually 2 hits that I have to defend against. I block 1. So that's going to be 4 wounds. Don't block any, so that is 4 more wounds. And I'm at 12. 12 wounds. Like his 19. Then Joseph makes his terror checks. Saves 1. So that's going to be 3 more sanity loss. So I'm at 15 of 20. And then Joseph will roll to move. No, he's going to stay there and slug it out, toe to toe. I'll just 7 dice. Okay, and only hit 3 times, so he will use a grit to reroll these 5 dice. And then he gets to reroll rerolls. So skill and bandolier. Okay. So I have 3 6s, which will add 3 more dice. Again, that's 10 hits. So, you know what? Let's give this brutal Night Terror 24. Let's see how it does. 24 more. So we actually need to get to 44. Let's see if Joseph can do it. No need to pull punches here. So nice for damage. Nice for damage. I could grit these 4, but I think it's actually pretty good. I think I need them for defense. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Alright, hold back the darkness. A 9 will do it. So the Night Terror gets to attack Joseph. Hitting on 5s. Oh, 3 hits, so that's actually 6 hits. Joseph tries to defend. He blocks 2 of them. He will spend a grit to reroll these 4. He blocks 1 more. So 4 times 3 is 12. Armor saves. Decent. That would be 3, 6, 7, 8, which is enough to knock him out and use up a revive. I do have 1 grit left, and a revive gives a grit, so I'm going to use this grit to re-roll all of these for the armor. Buy myself 1 more turn. Oops, and that's pretty good. That blocks 4. There's a 3 hidden back there. Alright, so that's actually only 4 wounds. That puts him at 16 of 19. Thank goodness for grit and the armor. That helmet has been a lifesaver. So Joseph gets to go. So rolling for his terror. He takes 3 more sanity. Of course, he may go out by sanity in that 15, 16, 17, 18. So he's 2 shy on sanity. And then he rolls for movement, see if he can get a grit back. He does not. And he takes a shot. 7 dice. Hitting on 4s. Well, got a couple. And then he will use his rerolls for these 3. Well, that gives so there's 2 6s there. So that gives 2 more dice. 2, 4, 6. That's still 7 hits. 4s are better to do wounds. But, you know, his damage just has not rolled very many 4s. All his damage rolls have been 3 or less, or 5s and 6s. So that's still, sorry about that. That's 3, 6, 7, 8. And what does that put him up to? 20, 41. And he has 44. Looks like 1 more turn. Need to do 3 wounds to him. So holding back the darkness. Double 6s. Double 6s. Well, I think this will be it. So I'm going to take a grit. I'm going to take a grit so I can hopefully finish him off. I'm not going to worry about healing. So roll to move. And I get a 1, so I get a 2nd grit. I think this is it. I think Joseph did it. What's that? Luckily. Alright, not great in the way of hits. So I will grit those 4 dice. Excellent. Then I have my ability reroll. Okay, and then I have the bandolier reroll. There we go. Okay, so there are 3 6s here. Oops. That gives me 3 more dice. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hits. See how many do damage. Kapow, kapow. 1. I do 1 1 point of damage out of 10 dice. One of them is over 4. Luckily then, I rolled 1 for my movement, and I got the extra grit. Or luckily I took the grit from the double 6s on holding back the darkness, so I can re-roll these 9 dice to get at least 2 more 4s, or a single 5, or a 6. There we go. There we go. And that's sort of the opposite. There's one that didn't get over it. Peppered him, blew him into pieces with a fusillade of gunfire from his dual-wielded outlaw pistols. Just peppered him into the ground. I'm not even going to count up how many wounds that is. That's just that was overkill, dramatic, cinematic, John Woo crap. But so that went much better than expected. So Joseph, it doesn't really matter. He gets to heal a D3, so he heals 3, and then he gets a loot card. See what we get, and we get one Darkstone shard. Well, actually, I think that's exceptionally lucky, because if I didn't get that, then Joseph would not have been able to get any Darkstone bullets next turn. All right, but you can see he's pretty beat up on. Although again, he does still have the two revive tokens. I'm sorry it was such a short adventure. That's the way this game sometimes goes. I got, in some sense, exceptionally lucky. Simply because I didn't go through too many exploration tokens. I sat there, I got the secret door, which gave me essentially free experience points. Did cause me to linger, and I did get attacked by the ambush. And the ambush did a lot of damage to me. And if I had had another fight or two, it really would have worn me down and beaten up my revive tokens. I probably would have had to spend a couple of those, which would have made this final battle a little bit more dangerous. But really, obviously you can see, especially with a single hero, the real difficulty is when you're outnumbered. You're overwhelmed by numbers, and they go first, and every enemy is attacking you. So but it worked out for Joseph this time. Unfortunately, the villager that had been the townsperson that had been abducted by the Night Terror was already brutally mauled and mangled and torn up in the antechamber. So I do not get another loot card. I do not get extra money at D6 times 50. I do get 50 experience points for winning, for successfully completing the mission. And then, Joseph is alive. He did get 1 Darkstone and a little bit of cash, 1 corruption point. So it's kind of a wash, and not a super great outcome for him, but it could have been far worse. Injuries and getting knocked out and whatnot, but he survived. He did pick up some gold bars from that first encounter, and did get 1 Darkstone so that he can get Darkstone bullets in town next time. My guess is next time he needs to go buy some more tokens for his side bag, some more bandages and whiskey. Maybe a dynamite, although it's, again, he's low on money, so that will be a struggle, but he did pick up 250 gold this session, this mission. And thanks everybody for watching. I hope that this camera angle worked all right for you. It was a little cramped for me. If I had to move the map, expand the map more, I would have had a little bit of difficult time. So I'm going to still kind of play around with it. But I do like that it gives me a little bit of control to move the camera on the tripod and kind of zoom in on certain things, and it's a lot easier for me to, I can actually easier for me to pick up and show the cards and make sure they're getting on the screen. So it's going to be a work in progress, but I think this is a workable solution as long as I tweak it a little bit. So, but please let me know in comments if you didn't like it this way and you want me to go back to the kind of high overhead view, or if you have any other suggestions for anything. I do appreciate any comments that people make. I just simply ask, I make mistakes, everybody makes mistakes. If you watch any kind of gameplay, people will miss a few things, so hopefully I didn't miss too much this time. And I do appreciate when people point them out. I don't take them poorly. I just wish and want to suggest that if you do spot something that's being done wrong, just make your comment polite and politic. Don't be nasty. We're all doing this for the love of the game, and mistakes happen. And said hopefully just not too many, and you live and you learn, and the more people remind me of things, the hopefully less I'll forget them. I know I make it a point that yes, now he is 4th level. He makes the monsters have 2 elite abilities. When somebody points that out, it really does help to remind me that, oh yeah, I need to do 2 elite abilities. Because there's nobody else here. There's nobody else here to remind me while I'm playing the game. And that's one of the great things about co-op games is, you've got all your friends hanging out, we're playing together, and they can all go, oh yeah, hey, remember we all get loot cards, or hey, shouldn't we get extra loot cards, or hey, the monsters need to, the enemies need to have extra abilities, and so on. So love co-op, love this. Although this is a lot of fun solo as well. It's one of the games that I've actually played solo that I've had a lot of fun with. I mean, there are other games that you can play solo. Pandemic. I can think of it. There's a number of other, Robinson Crusoe. Where you're playing multiple characters. And even if I was playing multiple characters in this Shadows of Brimstone, it would still be fun. I'm not saying that, but all those games, they can be enjoyable, but I don't think they have the to me they don't have the sustainable enjoyability of Brimstone. I mean, I'm 13 episodes in, and I'm still having a blast, and it still always surprises me how the games play and how different they are. The different missions all play differently. It also depends on the dice rolls and the cards that come up. There's so much replayability here that you never know what to expect. And it's just a blast every time. When you get great, like Joseph's last shot there, it was overkill. He only needed 3 wounds to kill it, but he gets this giant, however many, 20 points of damage that he did. When he only needed 3. It's just crazy, just how, not just unpredictable, but how enjoyable that is. So I hope you all enjoy it. Even though this was an extremely short mission, as it turned out, Joseph found his way into the secret lair that the monster was trying to hide out in, rather than exploring the whole mine system. So I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you next week when he heads to town, and hopefully next week I will also have some painting tips. I'm also thinking of making a few more videos with cooperative games. My wife and I and our group and all of our friends really that we've introduced to cooperative games love cooperative games, and we own pretty much every cooperative game that's been produced. There are a few more recent ones that we haven't had a chance to pick up yet, and a few older ones that either are semi-cooperative, which we're not really a fan of, or some older ones that they just didn't pique our interest simply by virtue of their theme. So we may be considering doing a couple one-off games of other cooperative games. I will let you know if any of those get done. But thanks for watching. As always, I really appreciate all the subscribers, all the views. You know, if you know other people that might be interested in Shadows of Brimstone, feel free to send them over. You know, so they can see some quick gameplay. I don't do any rules discussion per se. You know, Marco Wargamer is really good. You know, loved his initial series as well. And then I see there are a couple other people who are starting to do some series, which I think is great. You know, the more we can get Brimstone out there, the better. So, love you all. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you next week.